And IPO sees a lot of traction from retail investors, and they really want to try and get lucky to get a pie of, one lot, at least some allotment of IPO shares.
Right.
And I think that rule is also now getting a little better.
Absolutely. So a change there from T plus 6 days to T plus 3 days essentially means that between listing and the last date of IPOs, there'll just be 3 days that will be made available to a company to start listing their shares.
So when your IPO closes, right, and you receive interest from investors and you receive their money, you list in 3 days. Whoever gets allotted shares receives those shares in 3 days. And for those who have not been that lucky and have not been allotted shares, they get their money back in 3 days.
So that's the latest change.
So that is the new norm, which is likely to set in, has to set in mandatorily from the 1st of December voluntarily from the 1st of September, as per RBI Chair Kranthi Bathini. Now, this has been halved from T plus 6 earlier. It would take 6 days for a company to list and 6 days for shares to be allocated or for money to be refunded. That has now come down to 3 days. And there's a very interesting quote from Kranthi Bathini, and if we can pull that out, she's put it really, really interestingly. And she says that issuers get their money and those who don't get allotted receive their money back at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, it is, she says that time is money. So this move saves both time and money. So I think it also appears that it's a first in the world of sorts. In fact, that's what I read in some of the papers this morning, that Kranthi Bathini is saying that this is actually a global first. And according to what I understood, it's unlikely that a T plus 3 listing formula exists anywhere else in the world.
And I think it's a win-win for both the company as well as investors.
Absolutely.
And so perhaps I'm hoping with this, perhaps there'll be more traction towards IPOs. We don't know that yet.
I don't know. Kranthi, help us understand this. How does this, pan out? Because what investors could, or potential investors could likely do, is that if they have been unlucky in being allocated shares of one particular company during an IPO cycle, the same money comes back to them quicker, and they can use the same money to try and invest in another IPO.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, it gives the interest to them. Kartik, just to refresh our memories, we are coming from a long way. There was a time in the secondary market where we had a T plus 15 day cycle. When we buy a stock, it will be coming to the demat after 15 days. Now we came up with a long way. We are at a T plus 2 to right currently at T plus 1, which is the dynamic system. And soon we are getting into, as per the commentary of recent Sebi board meet and the press notes of the Sebi chairperson, it mentioned that we are getting into a so dynamic world that is going to be T. So there is a lot of development in terms of our equity markets are concerned. It's a long way to go. So Indian markets are one of the best regulated market across the globe, and so dynamic market with the systems. So coming to the point, the current IPO now, the current measures that taken, it will help the investors. Right now, the money, earlier the money used to be debited from the investors' demat account when they apply for a IPO. Right now, it is a ASBA. It is the money will be blocked in their account. Now, the unfreezing of the money, unblocking of the money, it's so dynamic that help the investors to use the money for other investments. And we have somewhere around 29 companies are lined up to raise money, around 30,000 crores from the market in the coming days. There are some noteworthy IPOs are lined up, like Tata Technologies. There are many IPOs are lined up. So we are going to witness a dynamic, and we are going to witness a more busy IPO primary market going ahead.
But is this T plus 3 actually a global first, Kranthi, or do we have such precedences in other parts of the world as well?
But currently, we are in first. We are in first in terms of that using the technologies and making a user-friendly kind of investor-friendly kind of prospects in India.
Okay. So looks like it's a global first so far, and T being the final day of the listing of the IPO. So within 3 days, perhaps a company is likely to list. Could be a global first. Thanks very much, Kranthi, for joining.